Hi, my name is Charish Neñan Almendras, and I'm from Group 10. So we are going to discuss the topic, the lymphatic system. So first, let's define what is the lymphatic system. The lymphatic system is like the body's cleanup and protection network. So it drains extra fluid from tissue to keep our body's fluid level balanced. It also absorbs and carries certain nutrients, especially fats, from our digestive system. Most importantly, it helps defend us from infections by moving lymph. By the way, lymph is the fluid filled with white blood cells. So through lymph nodes, which trap and destroy germs, so together these jobs help keep our body healthy and working smoothly. The lymphatic system organs. So the lymphatic system organs are specialized structures that produce, mature, and store immune cells. Lymphocytes. So these cells are responsible for fighting diseases. These organs include the lymph nodes, spleen, thymus, tonsils, adenoids, and bone marrow, as well as the lymphatic vessels that transport lymph throughout the body. Primary lymphoid organs are where immune cells are made and start developing. One example is bone marrow. So the soft, spongy tissue inside certain bones. The main job of a bone marrow is to produce white blood cells, red blood cells, and platelets, making it the center of the blood cell formation. So always remember that the bone marrow is the center of the blood cell formation. So bone marrow is also where many lymphocytes are created, along with the thymus. It helps produce and prepare these immune cells so they can protect the body from disease. So thymus. So the thymus is a small gland found in the upper chest, right behind the breastbone. Its main job is to help immature T cells. So T cells are those special immune cells, so they grow and develop after they leave the bone marrow. What are lymph nodes? So lymph nodes are small bean-shaped organs found throughout the body. Their main job is to filter lymph. Lymph is the clear fluid that carries waste, germs, and immune cells. So as lymph passes through, the lymph nodes trap and destroy harmful substances and activate immune cells to fight infection. Because of this, lymph nodes are an important part of the body's defense system and play a major role in keeping our body healthy. Spleen. So the spleen is the largest secondary lymphoid organ and plays an important role in both the immune and circulatory systems. So spleen filters the blood, removing germs, foreign particles, and anything harmful. It also finds and destroys old or damaged red blood cells. In addition, the spleen acts as a storage site for extra blood cells and platelets, releasing them when the body needs them. So this makes the spleen essential or important for keeping the blood clean and supporting the immune defense. So we are now on tonsils and adenoids. So tonsils and adenoids are located in the throat and behind the nose. So they're acting as the body's first line of defense against germs we breathe in or swallow. They contain many immune cells that trap bacteria and viruses and start an immune response. So adenoids naturally shrink around age 5 and may disappear by the teen years. So when tonsils or adenoids become enlarged, they can block airflow and cause problems like snoring, frequent infections, or the sleep apnea. Mucosa-associated lymphoid tissue or MALT. So it is part of the immune system found in moist body linings like the tonsil, airways, small intestine, and appendix. So the main job of MALT is to guard these entry points by spotting and eliminating germs as soon as they arrive. Because it's located where many infections begin, MALT provides a fast local defense that helps stop illnesses before they spread through the body. The lymphatic system helps maintain fluid balance in circulation by collecting the fluid that leaks out of the blood vessels into the tissues called interstitial fluid. So once this fluid enters the lymphatic vessels, it becomes lymph. So these vessels move the lymph through lymph nodes, which filters out germs and other harmful substances. After being cleaned, the lymph is returned to the bloodstream. So this process prevents swelling and keeps the blood volume stable. So the lymphatic system also helps the body absorb fats and nutrients from the digestive tract. So in the small intestine, digested fats from tiny droplets called chylomicrons. So these are picked up by the special lymph vessels called lacteals. The chylomicrons then travel through the lymphatic system until they enter the bloodstream, where the body can use them for energy. So the small intestine is the main site where the important absorption occurs. What are lymph nodes? So lymph nodes are a small bean-shaped structure that filter lymph fluid and help protect the body from infection. So as lymph flows through them, the nodes trap germs, toxins, and other harmful substances. Inside the immune cells like lymphocytes and macrophages, they destroy their invaders. So by cleaning the lymph and activating immune responses, lymph nodes play a crucial role in defending the body against the disease. So the lymph nodes filter lymph to remove waste and germs before it returns to the bloodstream. So dirty lymph enters the node through afferent vessels and moves through spaces called sinuses. Inside these sinuses, immune cells like macrophages and lymphocytes destroy harmful substances. So once cleaned, the filtered lymph leaves the node through efferent vessels. So these processes help keep the body protected from infection. The lymphatic system helps protect the body by producing the transporting immune cells, especially lymphocytes. So these white blood cells recognize specific invaders like viruses and trigger targeted immune responses. So bone marrow creates the lymphocytes, lymph nodes activate and store them, and infected tissues are where they carry out their defense. So together, these parts allow the body to detect, respond to, and fight infections effectively.
Innate immunity. Innate immunity is your body's non-specific first line of defense against pathogens. It is the type of protection you are born with and acts immediately or within hours of an invader's appearance. So, innate immunity is the body's first defense against germs. It's present at birth quickly, but it's not specific to a particular pathogens. Innate immune system. First line of defense or barriers. Physical anatomical barriers. First is the skin, the largest and most important mechanical barrier. Second is the mucous membranes, line the respiratory, digestive, and urogenital tracts, trapping microbes with mucus. Third is the mechanical action, coughing, sneezing, urination, and the ciliary escalator in the respiratory tracts. Physical will remove pathogens. Chemical barriers, acidic pH, stomach acid and the acidic environment of the skin and vagina kill microbes. So, acidic environments like stomach acid or acidic skin destroy many microbes. Second is the enzymes and proteins. Lysozyme in tears and saliva breaks down bacterial cells. Biological barrier, commensal or flora, microbiome, harmless bacteria on the skin and in the gut that compete with and prevent and colonization of pathogenic bacteria. These bacteria inhabit many areas, including the skin, mouth, nose, respiratory tract, and especially the large intestine or gut. So, commensal flora are the good or harmless bacteria naturally living in our skin and inside our body, especially in the gut. They help protect us by competing with harmful germs, preventing infection, and keeping our body in balance. Innate immune system. Second line of defense or internal defense. Cells. Phagocytes. Cells that engulf and digest foreign particles and debris. They include macrophages and neutrophils, usually the first responders. So the phagocytes such as macrophages and neutrophils engulf and digest foreign particles. Neutrophils are usually the first responders. Natural killer or NK cells. These lymphocytes destroy host cells that have been infected. Soluble factors. First is the complement system, a cascade of circulating proteins that, when activated, work to opsonize mark pathogens, attract phagocytes or chemotaxis, and directly destroy cells by forming a hole in their membrane or cell lysis. So the complement system is a group of proteins that mark pathogens and destruction. Attract phagocytes. It can destroy pathogen cell by forming hole in their membranes. Second is the antimicrobial peptides or defenses, small peptides that can directly kill or inactivate bacteria, fungi, and viruses. So, antimicrobial peptides such as defenses directly kill or inactivate bacteria, fungi, and viruses. Adaptive immunity, also known as acquired or specific immunity, is a subsystem of the immune system that learns to recognize and eliminate specific pathogens after an initial exposure. So, adaptive immunity, also called acquired or specific immunity, is a system that learns to recognize and eliminate specific pathogens after initial exposure. Unlike innate immunity, it takes time to respond but provide long-lasting, targeted protection. Adaptive immunity or cellular components or lymphocytes. First is the B cells or B lymphocytes, drive the humoral immunity response or antibody mediated. B cells make antibodies to fight germs in the blood and body fluids and humoral immunity. Second is the T cells or T lymphocytes, drive the cell-mediated immunity response. T cells recognize antigens that are presented to them on the surface of the other cells. So T cells attack infected or abnormal cells directly, cell-mediated immunity, and responds to antigens shown on the other cells.
Cytotoxic T lymphocytes or CTLS or cells. Ang role nila ni mga assassin. Sila ang nagapatay sa mga infected cells. Unya ang mga sulod sa mga infected cells kay mga bacteria, viruses o cancer cells. Sila ang nagapatay. Keyword, sila ang nagapatay. On the other hand, the helper T lymphocytes or cells kay sila mga commander, sila ang nagatawag sa mga T cells, sila ang kauban sa T cells na sila ang tawag sa mga antibodies para tuksaon tong mga nagsulod sa atong lawas nga mga virus. Sumurag silang nag-alert sa mga musulod na dili dapat musulod sa lawas. Humoral immunity is the way your body specialized defense system fights invaders outside of your cells like bacteria, mga toxins by making and using specialized proteins called antibodies. It's like sending out smart missile-like proteins into the body fluids to tag, find, and neutralize the enemy before it can enter and infect your cells. And there are process of humoral immunity response. First one is to find the germs. So diri ma-activate ang helpers T cells, which kung naay mo sulod na bacteria sa imong lawas, diri na mo activate ang helpers T cells, which tawag dayon sa mga antibody sa imong kalawasan to puksa sa mga bacteria. Second process is to kung tawag na sa mga helper T cells ang mga antibodies, diri na dayon mo gawas si B cell, diri na ma-activate si B cells which B cells whose surface detectors matches the antigen finds the germs and also gets the go signal from the activated helper T cells. This makes the B cells active. So when the B cells will activate, so diri na siya multiply into to make big army of identical cells. So kung mga B cell atong mga clone niya, dira na combine na siya to create a plasma cells, which is the factories that mass produce specific antibodies. And non-plasma, dira na dayon mo eliminate the threat. So mag-action ang antibody The secreted antibodies floods the body fluids and kills the germs in three ways: neutralize, opsonization, opsonization, and complement activation. So, dira na, magpinatyanay, patyo na sa mga antibodies ang mga bakterya na nasa lawas na nisulod. Senaryo, mo ni ang helper T cells niya mo ni bakterya. Itambay ra lang ko andre ang helper T cells niya kalitrag agi ang kalitrag sulod sa lawas ang mga bakterya. Mabantayan sa helper T cells ang mga bakterya, tawag na siya sa mga antibodies o mga tipugsa sa mga bakterya. Natawag na sa helper T cells ang dapat tawagon niya para po mo tubangan ni bakterya mo ni dayon si tong mga naisa na B cells mo ni si plasma. So pag nakita na ni plasma, kulatahon na sa bakterya, mauna na dayon, namatay na, niya mabalik na, pok pang patay. Just like any system in the body, the lymphatic system can face problems also. Swollen lymph nodes are common when the body is fighting an infection, and doctors often check the lymph nodes to see if the immune system is still working properly or if there may be signs of illness na nakapatrigger sa imong lymph nodes na mag-swell. Dere common nga maghupong o maburot